April 28th. We have the Truth Paul Pierce, our captain Michelle Beadle, and his first chance to join us, Mr. Big Shot, Chauncey Billups.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, that's a nice combination you got there, Chauncey.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
I know, the behind the scenes is out.
See me up under the
What
desk.
happens on the bottom.
So while we played sports, worked in sports forever, and now follow it for a living, we've also been fans growing up.
True.
So as a youngster, can you guys, starting with you, Paul, think of players
Oh, no.
that you didn't like growing up?
Oh, this is
Or even teams.
This is very ironic.
Does it have to be basketball?
It could be any sport. It could be
All right.
boxing.
Any sport.
It could be baseball.
I was a avid basketball fan, and growing up in Los Angeles, Inglewood, down the street from the Forum, I couldn't stand the Celtics.
That is crazy, right?
I hated the Celtics
Poetic
so
justice.
much.
That makes sense.
You understand the rivalry? I hated Larry Bird. I hated just
That's tricky.
everything about the Celtics. So it's real ironic that I get drafted by the Celtics and play against the Lakers and win a championship against the Lakers. Just the irony through
Did you
all
feel like you were
this.
betraying yourself, your true, authentic
Dude,
self?
so this is the thing. When I was drafted to the Celtics, a team, growing up on the West Coast, especially LA, you hate the Boston Celtics. Just, you're grandfathered into that.
That's fair.
And so when I get drafted by Celtics, it's like my friends are like, what do we do? You know, all my friends are from LA. You know what I'm saying? They it was so awkward. And so I remember I gave my friend I had a front row seat at Staples one day, and he wore a Lakers jersey.
And you gave him the ticket?
And I gave him the ticket. So I'm like, that was awkward.
That's awesome.
That was.
Did he ever get another front row ticket?
I like
I was
this
like,
one.
no more seats for you, dog.
Yeah.
No
he was
more
off.
seats. But there was the Celtics I hated. Larry Bird I hated more than anything. It was just, a kid from Inglewood. Like I said, you're grandfathered into Lakers.
And now you love
being a
Larry
Laker
Bird.
fan. Now I can't stand the Lakers.
How about that?
All Boston now.
He's all
Like
Boston.
you were brainwashed
All Boston.
completely, yeah.
Red Sox, Patriots.
Red Sox, Patriots, everything.
Yeah.
So when did you,
Like Stockholm syndrome.
this could be an hour show with me. Let's do it.
Like this,
What about you, Beast?
Shaquille O'Neal, I hated him. And I hated the Lakers also. But Shaquille, because there was always this certain level of disrespect towards David Robinson. So when David Robinson had the 71 points to take the scoring title, I just thought that was the most amazing, quiet thing that he could have done. But yeah, Shaq had this weird thing with David Robinson, starting with that made-up story about how he dissed him once for an autograph, which turns out wasn't even true. It was all very weird. So as a Spurs fan, disliked him and the Lakers. We also disliked the Suns for quite some time, but not as hateful.
And the other thing about Shaq and the Spurs is he never truly gave them their props.
No.
When you ask him now, I saw him on Players Only, who was their rival. He never said the Spurs.
Isn't that weird?
But he
Weird.
did grow up in San Antonio, spent some time there.
Yep.
What about you, Big Shot?
First of all, I hate the Spurs.
Okay, dude, seriously?
I hate the Spurs.
It's not current.
But it's a respectful hate because they beat me in Game 7. But the team, I don't have a player.
I hate the Spurs.
I'm a Cowboy hater.
Ooh.
I can't stand the Cowboys.
I'm with you on that.
And you know what? It's funny because the only reason I don't like them is because their fan base. They got so many fans that never even been to Texas.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So I'm a
I don't
Cowboy hater, and I'm proud of it, and it is what it is.
I am a Cowboy
Oh, we're doing it
hater
across
also.
sports, then yeah.
cross sport.
That's fun.
I'm a Cowboy hater.
Yeah, me too.
Here.
I think it's the same with the Patriots. You're either a Patriots fan or you hate them.
But there's some fair weather
in between.
people out here that if you root for two of these teams, I can't mess with you in sports. You can't root for the Cowboys and the Steelers.
Fair.
Right.
You can't root for the Yankees and Alabama. Okay?
Who does that?
There are people walking the face of the earth.
And they root for Duke.
Right. And
Yeah,
root for Duke.
it's a whole thing. Yeah.
You got to be from that region. I grew up
That's like
hating.
the Drake of fans.
You ready for this? I grew up hating.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, wow.
I like what you did there.
She's so sneaky.
I grew up hating Michael Jordan.
What?
Of course you did. You're a bad boy.
I'm from
Whoa.
Detroit,
You're a
born
bad
and
boy.
raised. And
I know,
remember,
but my goodness.
there was a point in time where while Michael was the MVP of the league, he still had to get through the Celtics. He still had to get through the Pistons. And as a fan of that team, remember 1991, after we won 2 championships in 89 and 90, they finally beat us.
Dang.
One of my favorite moments in sports is when we walked off and didn't shake their hands.
That's the Detroit way.
I like that.
That's
pettiness.
how we do it.
It's good petty.
No doubt about it. I rooted against him his entire career. Couldn't afford the shoes, couldn't wear them anyway.
But there's a story behind why they didn't shake hands. I know they were bad boys and that was their image. But what was the story behind it?
Rivals. This is what
Real
you
rivals.
miss in sports today. It wasn't exchanging jerseys. It wasn't Michael's so great he beat us.
They still hate
It was
that.
like we off of them. It's their turn. We out of here.
They still, today I still would. If I see Bill Laimbeer, these dudes, they still hate the Celtics.
I love it so much.
They still hate the Bulls. They hate the Lakers. Like, it wasn't just an in-game thing.
Even though
Or
now it's like
career's over,
those
been
teams are
over.
kind of irrelevant a little
Can't
bit.
stand
Can't
it.
stand. That's real.
Bill
rival.
Laimbeer just came out
That's how I feel
recently
about
and
Zaza
said,
Pachulia.
"Oh,
I didn't even jump that high, so it didn't look all that bad. So, but the ones I got crossed over by Joe Johnson and Jameer Nelson.
Joe Johnson was nasty."
Those feel more embarrassing to you.
See, here's how I feel about that. Like, dunking on me, you ain't really gonna get no credit
That's fair.
because I can't jump.
You're a little guy.
Right. That's same with me. That's
You know
how
what I'm
I feel.
saying? But listen, here's the thing. Like, I feel this way. If you don't get dunked on and crossed over, that means you ain't playing D.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? That means you're not trying. Like some of these new dudes, some of the dudes now,
ain't trying to
like they're
play
not
D
gonna
then.
play as hard because they don't want to get crossed over. They don't want to be on that tape.
Fair.
So I done been crossed over a ton. I haven't been dunked on that much because I'm really not in that. AI done got me pretty bad. Bibby got me real bad one time. Messed me up, hurt my feelings. I ain't gonna lie, he did me nasty. I couldn't wait to see him again. But I mean, I would say crossed over just because I know I'm trying on D and I'm gonna get cooked sometime.
Well, I fall in the category that you just talked about. Depending on the team and depending on our record, determine whether I play defense or not. That's just how it goes. So I'm playing for the Pacers, and we go into the playoffs every year.
You gotta lay
and that's
on the
one of
line.
my roles. Then I gotta lock down and play D. If I'm in Toronto and I'm the OG vet, you get them, Mo Pete. Y'all handle that. It's my job to get buckets. If I'm playing for the Bulls, I need to get 25 tonight. Everybody else got to play D. That's just how it
time
went,
for that.
Bees.
That's fair.
The closest
By the
I've
way,
gotten
I just
to
want
being
to remember
dunked
this
on-
moment. The next time you guys tell me I'm not a team player, I want you to remember this moment right now.
Facts on fact. The closest I've gotten to being dunked on was actually by one Paul Pierce.
Really?
Jalen fouled me, I think.
Paul got some bodies though. He got some
Low
sneaky
key,
levels.
low key.
I was behind him. I
He
wasn't
was
in front
behind
of
me, he
him.
was
But
behind
that's the closest.
You've never been dunked on? You from Detroit, man.
I know.
You grew up
and you
playing.
ready for this? I never truly got embarrassed on the crossover either.
So you that
I would
you
love.
this new generation dude?
Yeah, I would love to be like such and such made me fall, but it didn't happen.
No, you wouldn't love that. You wouldn't love that.
No, but it sounds cool when you
You
say
wouldn't love
AI. You're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
AI,
Sounds cool.
that's the answer. AI playing against him in the playoffs, he did kind of make me like, oh, I'm going to start with you, Bees.
Okay.
This is a tricky one, okay? A billionaire offers you $100 million.
Again.
Okay, I'm going to start this again. A billionaire
She don't
offers
need
you,
that. She got $100
I
million.
know, I know. That's why I want to start with
Say
her.
2 or 300.
So a billionaire
Listening.
offers you $100 million.
Okay,
But here's
tax
what-
free?
Tax-free.
All right.
But here's what you got to do. Make 9 out of 10 free throws.
Okay.
If you make 8 out of 10, you go to a maximum security prison for 1 year.
Oh my God. For 1 year.
1 year.
Ooh, the sound of that clonk. And now I'm stuck there for a year.
Man, give me that 100 million, man.
9 out of
mean,
10?
yeah, you-
Man, give me that 100, man.
Yeah, I feel like
throw,
Chauncey
man,
can
for
do it.
How long?
sure.
1 year? For how
For
long?
sure.
One year.
Oh yeah, give me that. Let me
Man,
go
give
for
me that 100.
I'm a career 80% shooter, so I think I can get over. I can get over the top with that one.
Knocking
He
that.
90.
Dude, no.
See, he 90. See,
He's
we
90.
So he's
He's
really,
90.
like, you're really in the
Man, give me
zone.
that 100 million, man.
That's money in the bank for him.
Yeah, that's easy money for him.
Don't I have
yeah.
to try, though, as a civilian? Don't I have to try?
I mean,
The
you know.
$100 million?
I think you shouldn't try. You wouldn't last in
Shut up,
jail,
Paul, don't
Bees.
touch
You
me.
would not last in
First
jail.
of all, I would last in jail. I would
No,
be
you
very
wouldn't,
popular.
though.
Thank you. But I would at least get
Have
it.
you, have you
Yeah,
seen?
you gonna be
Listen,
paying-
you would
yeah,
not
you
survive
paying
in
You're
a
putting
jail.
lot
a
of
lot of
bills.
people's books.
Yeah, you're going to be
Boy, I
paying a
tell
lot
you.
of commissary. That's cool, though.
I would
Right.
try. Worst case scenario. Well, that's a really worst case scenario. But the best case scenario, 100
100
million.
mi-
tax
100
about
free?
you,
million
B?
tax-free.
I'm going for it for sure. For sure.
That's a gambler. We
Yeah,
gamble.
I'm going for
Yeah,
that.
that's
I mean, I'm at 80% career. I think I can hit. I done hit 9 out of 10. I done hit 21 out of 21 before.
That's a different pressure, though.
Yes.
Going
That's
to
a
There you
prison
go.
for a
Going
whole
to
year.
prison
I
for
can
a
hold my
year.
own in prison for a
I'm
year.
at
for
my
sure.
You would be
best
dead in
pressure.
prison.
I can hold my
Because
own.
because whoever gets to kill Paul Pierce, that's like a cool thing.
I'm gonna be having people want to ride for me.
I think he thinks he's cooler than he actually is.
So all of us are going to go for the money.
Oh, you
Don't be
going?
surprised.
You
I'm
going for it?
I'm going for that
I
money.
feel like I'm the only one that would lose, but I'm still gonna try.
That's man,
You know,
I'm going
it's-
for it.
you know.
And
Yeah,
since we
I'm
off the
going.
clock,
myself.
I guess I can say this. I'm not proud to say this. I'm probably the one person here that's actually been to prison. Another subject for another day.
Dang.
Now, you ain't been to prison, dog.
Another subject for another day. Next one.
I can't concentrate now.
Take a cross-country road trip. No music
Oh, that's fine.
with Kawhi Leonard or be locked in a closet for 1 hour with Paul Pierce after he eats 2 burritos.
Okay.
Oh, no.
That's
Damn.
Kawhi, no music.
I love silence.
I'm riding with Kawhi,
I'm riding with Kawhi.
I'm riding with Kawhi. I don't want to have myself in a closet like that.
Yeah, I'm riding with Kawhi, dog.
I'm
That's
I
easy.
definitely
We've
am.
been around Paul and we had an entire floor.
Too much.
Imagine if we only had to be in a
The
closet.
entire floor with
That's
ventilation and still couldn't survive.
That's easy.
All right, here's another good one.
I think I got something coming on.
Shut up, dude. Wait till we're done.
See, opening up his leg.
He's getting all comfortable.
All right, here's the next one. You will like this one, Beans. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Big Shot. Have 1 million fans and no true friend, or 1 true friend and 1 million
Cake.
haters.
Oh, easy.
Cake.
Give me 1 true rider, for sure. Easy.
Who would
Easy.
not pick that?
1
That's
true
easy.
rider.
Who doesn't pick
You
that?
live in an era where people want follows
Oh
and
no,
likes,
no, it's garbage. It's all
Yeah.
garbage.
And
It's very
everything's
hard to make
social
real
media.
friends. And
Correct.
No way.
Yeah, I'm a 1 true friend.
Me too.
That's hard to come by too, though.
That's
Yes.
why Paul and I are best friends.
Yes,
That's a-
because you
we
got to
friends.
find a way to
You
figure
know what's
who that's
crazy?
going to
What's
be.
crazy about that is I got a group of like they my best friends, but they also relatives. They my cousins.
Oh really?
And literally, my circle, my real circle, has never changed my entire career.
Me
nothing,
either.
bro.
That's
I
that's
got
why
some.
you're
I got
successful.
some associates. Some.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all know. I
Yeah,
talk,
no
talk to them.
question.
I'm cool with everybody.
Right.
Love.
Yeah,
But
for
friends
sure.
for real,
Yeah.
never changed.
Yeah,
Never
same here.
Never
with me.
changed. I'm lucky
Years.
that way.
And that's big coming from Chauncey, because if you ever met Chauncey, he's shaking your hand, he's kissed
The
your
mayor.
baby at least once.
I'm a nice guy.
No, you're the worst. We can never leave an arena for like 20 more minutes because you have to go.
Well,
You
I-
gotta talk to the
Everybody.
refs,
Well, you
the
gotta
players,
understand.
We got stuff to
coaches.
do.
You gotta understand, I
Right.
played for about 27 teams. I know everybody in every arena. I know the
My
people that work there.
Like you guys might make enemies here. No, not one.
No.
Not like there's certain players
I'm a
that
man
don't
of the
want to talk to you.
people.
Not one. Everybody.
I'm a man of the people.
That's why we can't wait till he become a GM.
I cannot wait. I'm gonna
Oh,
ask
that
you
was
gonna
so
be
much
awesome.
stuff.
I'm a man of the
No,
people,
everybody
too.
hates you. It's like you're one of
That's
the
a man of the people.
Like you're polarizing.
All right, this next one is actually controversial.
She said, "Man,
And I'm going to start with the person that falls in this category. Would you rather be an NBA Hall of Famer or a champion? You're both.
I'd rather be a champion. I mean, I think that's what we all play the game for. Like, as a kid, you always think about or dream about standing on that pedestal on every level. You know, when you played in junior high, when you played in tournaments, and you always think about standing on that pedestal. And then when you make it to the NBA, you like, that's the ultimate pedestal, to be a champion. So, you know, I feel like that's the ultimate goal for every NBA player.
So it was an easy choice, right?
So Paul Pierce, 2 decades in the league.
Yeah.
You'll take that 1 championship season
Yeah,
over
for sure.
everything.
For sure.
Because there are guys out there like Robert Ory who have 7 championship rings, but I've heard him say he'd rather be Charles Barkley
No.
or Reggie Miller.
But do you think that's just because you always want what you don't have? Because how could you 7 rings? You'd rather have. That
Yeah, I'd
doesn't
rather
even make
be a
sense to me that
champion.
you'd trade that.
He said it.
When I was a kid, I dreamed. I always just dreamed of being, you know, in the NBA. I dreamed of being a champion, not a Hall of Famer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't dream of being the MVP. I didn't dream. I
for
just
sure.
dreamed of being a champion. Period. And then with the way my career went early on, I got further and further away from that. You know what I mean? So being able to get off the mat and climb that mountain and get there, Hall of Fame is awesome. That's great, you know. But MVP is great. That's cool. but all I wanted to do was be a champion.